everyone, Miss White here, and today we're going to talk about show, don't tell. This pretty much is just showing me what you mean in your writing. And it really falls under two traits of writing: word choice and voice. But show, don't tell can be one of the most important parts of your narrative styled writing. We want to ensure that we paint a picture in the reader's mind, allowing them to really visualize what is taking place. Here's some things you're going to need: your notebook, whether it's paper or digital, a writing utensil if it's not digital, and you need to turn on those brains of yours so that you're ready to learn. Here's those silly state standards that teachers need to know about, so we make sure we're teaching you the right stuff. Let's take a look at this example. On the left, we see a great telling sentence. And on the right, we see a great showing example. But let's look and see what that means. So on the left, we can see Mr. Bobweave was a fat, ungrateful old man. That's a great sentence. Very descriptive, but it doesn't really help me visualize what's taking place. It just kind of tells me. And that, especially when we have a lot of those, can be really boring. So instead, we want to take a look at what showing sentences are. Let's take a look at this other passage and just try to visualize what's taking place. Mr. Bobweave heaved himself out of the chair, as his feet spread under his apple-like frame, and his arthritic knees popped and cracked in objection. He pounded the floor with his cane while cursing that dreadful girl who was late again with his coffee. I want you to notice Mr. Bobweave heaved himself out of the chair. That alone kind of says something's off. Why is he heaving himself? Is he old? Is he sore? Is he tired? What's going on? As his feet spread under his apple-like frame. Well, apple-like would indicate that he's kind of round, right? So probably big, overweight. And his arthritic knees popped and cracked in objection. So not only is he kind of big, but he creaks and moans. You know what? As we get older, we get more of those creaking and moaning. He pounded the floor with his cane while cursing that dreadful girl who was late with his coffee. Oh, he's upset because this girl who was bringing him coffee, shouldn't he be thankful coffee's getting brought to him? But instead, he was just so upset by it that he was like, oh, that silly girl, where is she? He's complaining. Do you see the difference in these two paragraphs? Well, I should say a sentence and a paragraph. We want to make sure that we do more showing in our writing. And one way that we can do that is by trying to paint the picture that you have in your head on paper. Let's practice a few of these together. Okay, everyone, so we really want to practice showing, not telling. And one of the ways we can do that is by kind of brainstorming different ways that we can show different emotions. For example, I'm going to go ahead and give you one for each one of these. But then in your groups or pods or with a partner or something, I want you to brainstorm a few more. Make sure you put this in your notes because it could be a great resource to refer back to as you're trying to write. For example, if you're nervous, hands might be shaking. If you're embarrassed, your face might turn red. That's weird. Why did I just do that? Let's spell that correctly. Not that that really matters when you're brainstorming. When you're excited, your hand might go up in the air going, yes! Now, bored. If you're bored, you might sigh loudly. Or distraught. Your favorite pet just died, or you are so sad, somebody in your family died, or something really, really, really bad happened that would make you feel distraught. The first thing that comes to my mind is you're going to cry. Okay. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go ahead and in your groups or with a partner, I want you to go ahead and come up with as many other ways that you can show but not tell the actions with these emotions. So if somebody is nervous, what else are they? How else might they look? They might have their hands shaking, but what else might you see? If they're embarrassed, yes, their face might turn red, but what else might they do? I want you to write down as many as you can in the next 3 minutes with your group. Ready? Set, go. You have just over 1 minute left. Keep going. Don't stop. Okay, around 30 seconds left. Try to get a couple more ideas down. Remember what? As many for each one as you can figure out. Okay, go ahead and finish up your last idea, and we're going to need to move on from here. Time's up. Okay, so last but not least, I want you to take the opportunity to not only practice show, don't tell for specific words, but show, don't tell for a whole sentence or what could turn into a paragraph. Remember, you might be able to take, just like in our example, a sentence and write more than one sentence. You might need to write 2 or 3 sentences for that one sentence or more, and that's okay. So the example I have here is I was happy. Well, instead of saying that, I can show it. I skipped all the way home, humming cheerful songs as my heart would burst with joy. Right? So I can show my actions. I was skipping, I was humming, whatever. That is one way that we can show actions, not tell actions. So now back in your group. You're going to have about 5 to 6 minutes, and I want you to come up with at least one blurb for each one of these statements in your groups, not on your own, but in your groups. And then we're going to go ahead and share some of these ideas with the group, with the class. Okay, ready? Go.